Hi, I was running a new configuration, new computer I'd set up specifically for powering my NVIDIA M2090, which is like a supercomputer on a board, basically for computational fluid dynamics. And that particular graphics card had a tendency to overheat, so I stuck a couple of fans on it and I was running it in the new computer, and I was watching it very carefully, watching the temperatures on the computer. All of a sudden there was a flash and a bang from around the power supply area, and everything went dead. So when I investigated, what appeared to be the problem was the power supply. It was an Alpine 600 watt power supply. Now that should have been ample, because the processor was up to 125 watts, but it was actually running quite slowly. It wasn't a lot of demand for it. The power output of or power consumption of the graphics card is maximum 225 watts. So even if you had other things like the hard drive that was working fairly hard, that shouldn't really have exceeded much more than 400 watts. So 600 watt power supply should have been enough. Anyway, it went bang. So when I took it apart, this is what I found. Right, I've already removed the fan from it, in fact, because that's worth salvaging. But when I was looking through it, I thought, well, okay, what is it? Where's the component that's gone bang? And I'm hoping it's not the motherboard, because I haven't tested that since yet. But what I found is this component here, which is a little fuse, and I could see that had gone, it's a little glass fuse, and I thought, well, that doesn't look quite right, the condition that was in. There was some glass there, but it was obviously cracked and darkened. And when I touched it with the screwdriver, the little bits of glass easily fell out, and that appears to have been what it was. The question then is it really worth repairing? Well, it was actually a relatively cheap power supply. I was in the shop at the time and I said I need something like this, and this was the cheapest one they had. Normally what I would have done, I would have gone online and checked it first, but I didn't, and I paid the price basically, because now I've read the reviews, it appears that people have a tendency to experience this one blowing up when used at less than full power, which is what I've experienced. So I'm actually not going to bother to repair this. I've instead, if you like, learnt my lesson, and I've ordered a more expensive one. And I've taken the fan, and the rest of it basically is going to be scrap. So that's the lesson I learnt from using a very cheap power supply. It will probably blow at far less than its rated power.